G'day everybody, Max Wright here, and welcome to another episode to the Success Council. Remember, this channel is where we take the super complex world of economics and world markets, make it super simple for you guys to understand so that you can protect your assets and grow your wealth during what will be the biggest depression the country has ever seen. So if you like that concept, go ahead, subscribe to this channel, click that like button, and we'll get into it. Today, a little bit of a different format. I'm going to go through some news headlines from the week to kind of give my commentary on that, sort of what it means and what we can extrapolate from that to position ourselves well into the future. So first of all, I just want a quick comment here that the gold-silver ratio has dipped below 100 for the first time in quite a while. So this is part of silver's slingshot back. Now, will it be here for good? Will it go back over 100? Not too sure, but that it is a little bit of a catch up. Silver always takes time to catch up. It moves bigger than gold and after gold. So it's a really good thing to know, isn't it? When you see gold move, silver moves a little bit bigger and after it, right? So keep an eye on the gold-silver ratio. Right now at 100 to 1, we are still way out of balance. Silver way undervalued, but heading back towards normality. Okay, from Zero Hedge, we have this one, which is fiscal fire hose. Japan approves record 117 trillion stimulus package. Now, the reason I put this here for one simple reason, which is I want everybody to understand. Often in America, we don't get a lot of foreign news. Every country around the world is doing these stimulus package. They are all making the same mistake. They are all printing money at their central banks, and so they are all devaluing their currency together. So what that does is it hides the fact that fiat currencies are struggling. Because when there's simply no gold-backed currencies and everyone's a fiat currency and everyone is printing their currency into oblivion, there's no point looking at the Forex exchange rates and trying to figure out, if your country's national currency is being devalued. You can't see it because compared to everybody else, it's not getting devalued because they're all getting devalued simultaneously. So it's very, very important to start thinking of your assets in terms of other asset classes. You can use hamburgers, you can use gold, you can use oil, you can use all different kinds of things. How wealthy are you if you sold everything today and bought one particular asset, any of those different assets? How much of that stuff would you have? Is it going up or down over time? That's how you want to measure your wealth. Side note, I had a person make a request in the comments that they would love me to make a spreadsheet for them to do all this. You just put in what your net worth in certain things, and it will show you your net worth in hamburgers, gold, silver, Bitcoin, everything else, right? If that's of interest to you, let me know in the comments. Smash the like button, of course, and let me know in the comments that you would like that, and I might go ahead and make that. I'll make that a free gift for you guys in a future video. Let me know if that's of interest to you. Okay, this one is just chilling and scary. So there was somebody who made a documentary called Plandemic. Someone put it on their Google Drive. For those of you who don't know, it's a free service that Google's offered for many, many years. And it's a place where most people store their documents, their spreadsheets, their Word documents, and some files, including video files. So this person put it on their Google Drive, and made a video, put it on YouTube, and said, "Hey, go and download the documentary from my Google Drive. Here's the link." And people started downloading it. And then Google came in on this person's personal Google Drive and said, "No, this is like fake news. We don't like this documentary," and deleted it from her hard drive. The whole premise of this is Google was trying to position itself to be, your hard drive in the cloud. It's your hard drive in the cloud. You can back up your stuff there, you can put your things there, you can share it with people from there, and we will be your personal hard drive. And now they're coming in and saying, "We don't like what's on your hard drive. We got to get rid of it. It's out of there." So this is a truly scary situation. I don't have the news clippings coming up, but we just had Twitter come out and censor the president and mark one of his posts as like it wasn't checked. It wasn't. And what did they say? Hasn't been verified by fact checkers or something like this. This is really creepy, draconian 1984 stuff, and it's going to get worse. So remember, if it's on Google Drive, it's not yours, it's theirs. Boeing slashes another 6,700 jobs just in the US, and it sees no recovery in air travel for years. Yeah, I was going to. So can I swear? I think I can swear it. No shit, Sherlock is what we say in Australia about that. So yeah, the area, the demand for, and interestingly enough, a lot of things have just with this little bump and sort of comeback in May that the stock market's done. A lot of industries has come back. Even dining and retail and restaurant has come back just a little bit, and this is before the lockdowns were released, eased. But travel has not come back at all, and I think is going to be depressed for a while, and is a huge indicator of just one entire market just destroyed. What does that mean? If air travel doesn't come back, what does that mean to hotel industry, to Airbnb industry, to car rental industry, to tourism industry? What does it mean? We're talking about an absolute collapse of demand in a lot of different industries and what that looks like. Now, this is the first, I'm going to show you, we'll look at the dates of these ones as well, because we've got like what happens, how fast it happens, and the knock-on effects from a particular action. So, the headline is, on the 23rd of May, Hertz files for bankruptcy as lockdowns crush rental car industry. So, first of all, this is just a monster company, billions of dollars on the books. They own an incredible amount of cars. And just I think it's $25 billion in debt, if I remember the article correctly. These guys, and they eventually just have succumbed. One of the first ones to go down. They are bankrupt. J.C. Penney also, Monster saw I think over 100 years of history with J.C. Penney, and they've filed for bankruptcy. So a couple of big bankruptcies starting to come in. What does that mean? There's going to be a lot more of them. And we'll show you now what are the follow-on effects. The more you can think about that, the more you anticipate this stuff, the more you can position yourself to protect your wealth and make money. That's what we do at this channel. We make those concepts super simple. So go ahead, click that subscribe button and join the community. By the way, just take a moment to read the comments in some of this video and other videos. It's an absolute love fest here. It's a very positive environment in an otherwise very negative world. And so another reason to join the community and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button to make sure you get notification for all the videos. So 23rd of May, Hertz. The following day, where can you buy Hertz cars at huge discounts? For those of you who don't know, Hertz actually, they borrow money, they buy cars, and then they have this huge fleet of cars. And now they're bankrupt. No one wants to drive those cars. They just get liquidated, as they should do. It's a good thing. Those cars will get liquidated. What does that do to the price of used cars? Collapses the price of used cars, right? This is already happening because the demand for cars has gone down significantly. A lot of people are scared. In the previous video, we talked a lot about this. Over 80% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Their savings have been eradicated over the last 10 years for various different reasons, which we've spoken about in other videos on this channel. And people have no savings for a rainy day. They're scared. So they're going to pull back on their purchases of things like TVs, luxury items like boats, bigger houses. All those things is going to grind to a halt. And that, in addition to an absolute flood of stock on the market from the used car industry, from bankruptcies, from Hertz, and we might see some more over the next few months from the other car rental companies. Okay, so the 25th of May again. The Fed is now the proud owner of bankrupt Hertz bonds. What does that mean? So about a month ago, the Fed came in and said, oh my God, the market for corporate bonds has collapsed. No one wants to lend companies money for a very good reason. And the interest payment that they will have to make in order to get those loans is way too high. Those companies are going to go bankrupt. So what the Fed came in and did said, we will buy in unlimited quantities corporate bonds. If they exist already, we're going to buy them up off the market. So think about this. For decades and decades and decades, Hertz have had these corporate bonds out there. Investors have come along, put down their money, and they've been raking in the interest rate and profits from the Hertz bonds. The month before the Hertz bonds Hertz goes bankrupt and the value of those bonds somewhat evaporates, once they liquidate all the cars, they will be able to pay some of those things back, maybe potentially. The month before that gets happened, all of the big banks, all of the big boys who actually, buy those bonds and trade in those bonds and initially make those loans to Hertz, they sell them all to the Fed, get them off their bankrupt. They're now the possession of the taxpayer, the pleb, the average citizen, you and I and our children. Now they're on our books. A month later, Hertz goes bankrupt. Those bonds will get devalued massively. No one's buying them now. We'll get pennies on the dollar from whatever they can liquidate from the company. And all the profits went to the investors when they were paying the interest. Now that it's a loss, it quickly gets put into your name, and now you have to absorb those losses. Criminal behavior. But if you know about it, if you knew it was coming, you wouldn't be anywhere near those bonds. Tesla Midnight Massacre. Musk cuts prices across entire US lineup. Demand cliff secured. What happened was, this was actually this morning, so 27th of May, the entire retail price of all brand new Teslas just got chopped down by 5%. So this is a follow-on effect from a whole bunch of things. The demand of cars massively going down, the value of used cars massively going down because of Hertz and the previous reason, and now you're a car company. What are you going to do? There's a glut of used cars on the market at huge discounts. You're still selling brand new cars at a premium. What choice do you have? You have to drop your prices. This is going to affect all of the major car companies. Ford, Chrysler, you name it. It's all going to happen. General Motors. Over the next few months, it will happen. Now, are these businesses still profitable when retail price of the vehicles goes down by 5% and stays that way for several years? And will it be just 5% or will it be more than that? I think it's going to have to be more than that, and the car industry is just going to get slaughtered. The jobs at those car industries are going to be wiped out significantly. And don't forget, Chrysler, it's already been bailed out twice by the US government. Ford has already been bailed out twice by the federal government, and that doesn't even include the latest round of all it wasn't a specific Ford bailout like in previous years as part of the PPP program, but not the PPP program, but the stimulus package. As part of the big corporate packages, all those companies just got huge chunks of money as well. So they've already been bailed out in reality a third time. And now these are things that are going to collapse again. All of it, the burden is put on the taxpayer, you and your children. And it's a load, it's a carry we simply cannot carry. And the destruction of the economy is just absolutely guaranteed at this point. Do we have another? No, we're back to the Japan thing. So guys, I really hope you like this content. This is a new style of video from me. I'm talking about headline stuff that happened in the last few days and what it actually means. And what I want from you to get from this, guys, is how to start thinking forward. So Hertz goes down, what happens next? What are the follow-on effects? What can you anticipate happening? What can we anticipate happening from this? So I'll just give you a few heads up right now. It's not just going to happen to the car industry, all right? Boats, pleasure craft, they're just going to get smashed. Also, commercial craft. People aren't going on, holidays. They're not going to be transporting goods. There's going to be a general slowdown in the amount of goods going back and forth. Commercial boating craft is also going to get smashed in this. What does that mean in terms of jobs? And all of this stuff, guys, let's think about the next stage. So you've got all these banks and all these people, individuals. In this particular instance, the government bailed them out. Maybe they'll continue to do that. But across multiple different industries, let's just take Hertz. It borrows all this money and it borrows it against the cars. They use the cars, they're making money on the cars, but ultimately, when they loan the money, the lender has a lien on the cars and gets the cars back, but now they have to liquidate all these cars at a time when no one's buying, so the price of these cars goes down, right? What should happen, and what technically will happen, what technically should happen but won't happen, is that all of the car companies should be insolvent because the value of the assets has just gone down, but their debt is still there. They are now insolvent. But what will happen is they will be given, it would have taken several months anyway by the existing laws, but because they don't have to write it down that minute. You don't have to keep an up-to-the-date minute price of what your cars are worth. But maybe once every 6 months, once a year, you should update that. And at that point, they would be technically bankrupt. Well, I'm sure that the government's going to come in and give them permission to not do that. But whenever they go bankrupt, one or two things. It either goes to the banks and the lenders, and they will just suffer huge losses, or it will be put on the taxpayer. Either way, the economy is going to suffer. The burden of debt grows and grows and grows until the healthy economy, the part that still should be going, just cannot carry the load anymore. So, guys, there's a new style of video talking about headlines. If you've liked it, let me know in the comments that you like this style of video and you want me to do more. Go ahead, click that like button and subscribe. And please, please, please share this video. It's super important. At this channel, we teach you, take very difficult economic concepts, make it super simple to understand so that you have more success. You can protect your assets and grow your wealth during this horrific time. I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.